Joining us now, Democratic Chairman of the Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection, Congressman Benny Thompson of Mississippi. Also joining us, former U.S. Senator, now on NBC News and MSNBC political analyst Claire McCaskill, and MSNBC contributor Mike Barnicle. Elise Jordan is with us as well. Congressman Thompson, I'm going to start where we ended yesterday after what was one of the most riveting and emotional hearings I've ever seen in my life. But we still have Republicans still minimizing what happened. And I have to ask you what you make of the cable hosts who were laughing, saying that this was a performance of those four officers.
Well, stupidity has no reach. It can go anywhere. I think it's unfortunate that people would interpret the brave people who defended the Capitol as somehow disingenuous in their presentations. The committee, Mika, to be honest with you, wanted to give the focus on those men and women who actually helped save this democracy. They defended the peaceful transfer of power. Had it not been for them, I shudder to think what the outcome would have been. Not only did we have access to the ballots, they defended the men and women, as well as members of Congress who worked in that institution. They did a yeoman's job. And part of the committee's initial hearing, we wanted to focus on those heroes, thank them for the great job they did. The video you saw was not manufactured video. It was accurate, on the scene video from January 6th. Some of it, as you know, most people had not seen before. So it was our way of saying thank you, but it's also our way of establishing why this committee is so important to this democracy.
Mr. Chairman, what was the most important takeaway from yesterday's hearings?
Well, we talked to the four law enforcement officers, and we asked them, what do you expect from this hearing? What do you want us to do? And almost to the individual, they said, get to the bottom of what happened, make sure it doesn't happen again, so that all the things we did on that day in defending this Capitol would not be in vain. So the charge of our committee, Joe, is to follow the facts, look at the scope and circumstances behind what occurred, and go wherever it leads us. And as you know from our panel of select committee members, there are no shrieking violence. So courage is among all of us. We'll go forward with it, and we'll follow the facts. We'll take our time. We'll be deliberate. We'll have a meeting before we break for the August recess. But in reality, I think we'll be back during that recess, doing our work, because we have to get to the bottom of it. Our democracy depends on it.
Well, Mr. Chairman, a few things were said yesterday that I think most Americans would agree with, that actually love this country and want to know what happened on January the 6th. You had police officers asking you all to get to the bottom of what politicians, what elected leaders in Congress and in the White House, what they had to do with this, what they were doing, when they were doing it. I also know Liz Cheney talked about wanting to have that TikTok, wanting to know what Donald Trump was doing, what was happening inside the White House, why there was a delay in sending National Guard troops up to the Hill. Do you have the power? Have you been given the authority that you need to subpoena the records, subpoena the witnesses, get the information so we actually have transparency, so we can have light shown on what happened on both sides of the Capitol, on both sides of Pennsylvania Avenue from the White House to the Capitol?
Absolutely, we have. We've had conversations with the White House about limiting, if not eliminating, executive privilege in terms of witnesses and information. We want to talk with the Attorney General to make sure that he comes forth with all the necessary information, as well as the Department of Defense. Nothing is off limits in this investigation. We are absolutely committed to getting to the bottom of what happened. As you know, I have subpoena power. I have no reluctance whatsoever in issuing subpoenas for information, telephone logs to the White House, especially during the times of January 6th. Members of Congress have already admitted that they talked to the White House while it was going on. Now many of them are trying to walk back the conversation they had. But, you know, there's a record. And in this institution, in a democracy, those records are important. We plan to pursue them.
Now, they plan to cover it up. It'll be interesting to see how this breaks down. Chairman Benny Thompson, thank you so much for being with us. We greatly appreciate it. And, of course, we greatly appreciate your service to America and trying to get to the bottom of what happened on January the 6th. Claire McCaskill.